Hey everybody, in this video we're going to be talking about Stephen King's 2015 collection, The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. We'll show you the points to look for when trying to identify first US and first UK editions of the book, as well as provide some thoughts on the work itself. The first US edition was published by Scribner, as always. There's the front of the jacket, very cool image, and the back of the jacket. Oh, and look at that. I can see myself reflected in the book. That's kind of deep, kind of existential. I always see myself reflected in the works of Stephen King. Anyway, inside the front jacket flap, I'm going to look for a price of US $30. There's nice late period author photo of Stephen King. Under the jacket, black boards, black binding, silver lettering, your typical very, very basic, but fine Scribner binding. On the copyright page, there's the handy dandy number line that includes the number 1. There's also the language, first Scribner hardcover edition, November 2015. So you want to look for the number line and the price on the jacket. If your book is lacking either or both of those things, it's some kind of a book club edition. It may make it less valuable. It doesn't diminish the value of the work inside the book. But anyway, that is the first US trade hardcover edition of The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. I'm going to pass things over to Noah to show the first UK.
Okay, next up is the British first trade hardcover edition of The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. This one has a pretty bland jacket, and the price is also 20 UK, 20 pounds. It does, however, feature a red cloth binding, which is a little bit different for Hodder and Stoughton. And the copyright page does also only feature a number 1 for first printing there. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. UK Bazaar of Bad Dreams.
And now a word about our sponsor.
So this channel focuses on the core Stephen King bibliography, all of the major releases, some of the minor releases and kind of oddball things, and the limited editions of those books that have come out along the way. But did you know there's an entire world of items that Stephen King has been affiliated with over his long career, but that are outside his core bibliography? He's written introductions to books by other authors and even signed his name to some limited editions by other authors. There's even been a guitar, the Cujo guitar, that was released that had a Cujo theme and Stephen King signature. We're talking dozens of items outside the scope of what we will be talking about on this channel, or at least have plans to talk about at this time. But you can find the entire list, all this information, over at StephenKingCollector.com. Click on the tab Other Editions, and here you see the entire list of these oddball kind of off-the-wall releases. Titles with clickable links, you can click, you can go in. Thomas is building out these pages, adding the information as he gets it. Titles that don't have clickable links, the clickable links are coming. This is a work in progress. But just when you thought you knew everything there was to know about Stephen King collecting, there's the Other Editions tab. Very, very interesting stuff. I highly recommend that you go in, take a look around, check it out, and you'll be surprised, I think, by some of the things that have come out over the years. Whether you're interested in collecting these items or not, simply reading about them, learning more about them can be a lot of fun. So go on over to the Collector and check it out. Thanks as always to Noah for showing another fantastic book that I don't have in my own collection. So I don't have a lot to say about The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. I am making my way through all of the short fiction collections, and this one will be a revisit for me. I haven't read any of the pieces in this since the book was initially published in 2015. So I don't remember a whole ton about them. I'm looking forward very much to revisiting them. The 2010s in general were a really solid, almost surprisingly solid and inventive and creative decade for Stephen King. So from his longer works, the standalone novels, the Bill Hodges trilogy, the collections, I think the 2010s, most everything Stephen King published was firing on all cylinders and was really hitting the mark. I remember reading in an interview or something with Stephen King years and years ago, or maybe it was in one of the introductions to another collection where he was talking about that everything he starts to write always feels like it wants to balloon and become a novel, and that the muscles that it takes to write short fiction, he has to continually consciously exercise, or he will lose the ability to write in the format altogether. He said that, but then his published output kind of belies the fact that his short fiction is amongst some of his very best. The stories don't linger as much in the memory because they are often collected with several other things together, so they don't stand out as standalone releases, or they first appear in magazines or anthologies or other collections. They just don't have the name recognition of a standalone novel, but some of his very finest work is in the short story or novella format. So again, I don't have a ton of unique and original things to say about the Bazaar of Bad Dreams. At this point, there will be an entire video coming where I cover every story and I rate them each as I work my way through the collection. So I'm really, really looking forward to that, and I hope that you are as well. So anyway, on your collecting journey, it's really, really easy to almost dismiss the late period books as not being valuable, not being collectible. But just because the books are much more common and they may be less valuable financially does not make them any less valuable from a literary standpoint. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Some of Stephen King's best writing has occurred, say, in the last 20 years. The early stories get all the notoriety because of movie adaptations, and they've just had decades to kind of bake into the pop culture consciousness, whereas the later period stuff hasn't had that opportunity yet. And the stories themselves may not be quite as iconic, with a few exceptions, but they are probably better written, and he just seems to get better as he gets older. But anyway, thank you so much again to Noah, to channel sponsor Thomas over at skcollector.com, and to you, the viewers, for your constant support and your comments and your questions. I really, really appreciate it. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I will talk to you later. Bye. SK First Editions now offers channel memberships. So how you can join the channel, on the homepage of the channel, there should be a join button that you can click. There's also a link in the description of every new video if you're interested. So there's 3 different tiers ranging from as low as $2 to as much as $10 a month. All levels get custom badges depending on how long you've been a member, and probably the most valuable benefit to being a member of the channel is that you get immediate access to all of my videos. So I produce my videos. Sometimes I cut it kind of close, but I try to be well in advance, several weeks in advance of when the videos will actually go live. And so when I finish a video, I upload it to YouTube and I queue it up for general public release at a certain time. But as soon as it's uploaded, it is available to channel members. So you would get access to sometimes just 1 or 2 videos in advance, sometimes as many as 6 to 8 videos in advance before they're made available to the general public. So if you're interested, if you're curious, please feel free to ask any questions or check it out. And I appreciate your help, your support, and your consideration. Thanks. Bye.